Crazy. It's the random business.
We are the pros.
How's everybody doing? This is episode 3 of the BroZCast podcast. You guys are all listening with us. I'm here joined with Jordan, Jr. and Claire again. How you guys all doing?
Yep, terrible.
Terrible? What's going on there?
Yeah, my PS3 died. I'm sad.
Oh, please.
What happened to it?
Yellow light of death, I'm pretty sure. So I've been absolutely lost without it. The night it died, I was like a child, like trying to bring back a dead animal, just like, come back,
Did you give me CPR?
I damn near thought about it.
You know why
It was
this happened?
close.
It's because you wouldn't get off of it and play Neverwinter with me.
Yeah, that's where we're going with this.
That's why.
Well, now I have nothing but time to do PC gaming, so I guess I have to try it now.
What
I can't get off of it.
What time is the wake at Jordan?
Well, my friend is fixing it tonight, so hopefully I hear back from her with good news tomorrow, but if not, then I'll probably be going out in the next few days and buying a new one.
Super.
They just released a new SKU. You excited about that? You see that new package?
Yeah, too bad there's nothing in there that I want.
Yeah, it's a terrible package. I don't know
It
why they're
really
doing
is. I'm just going to go buy one of the 500 gigs with a year of PS Plus in it.
It's a much better deal. Yeah, this new one's $299, 500 gigabyte console with a 1 month PlayStation Plus, and you get Gran Turismo 5 and Infamous 2. And the weird thing is, Infamous 2 is part of PlayStation Plus, so I don't really know why they doubled up on the Infamous here.
They're hoping you won't notice.
It's
guess.
changing. The core games are changing in June, which is the first year anniversary of the PlayStation Plus Instant Game Collection service, and they're the year-long games along with Little Big Planet 2 on the EU side anyway. They're going to be getting replaced, so it might be
It's
actually.
about fucking time.
Yeah, so
I'm sick of seeing those games there.
Yep.
it's sick of seeing all the other new games come in and out that you don't have the time to play either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sick of the games building up on my back catalogue because of PlayStation Plus. How dare they?
So I've had this game for a year and I still haven't played them. That's ridiculous. I can't believe it's been a year and I still haven't gotten to Little Big Planet 2.
No one plays Little Big Planet 2. They pretend to build things for like 10 minutes and go, okay, I'm bored of this.
But all those free trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally not worth my time.
No, it's supposed to be quite an easy platinum from what I've heard. Compared to
Not
I've
the
heard the
second
opposite.
one. Not the
You have to
second
spend
one.
like 24 hours
yeah.
in create mode building stuff, and they have to be like active the whole time.
Yeah.
And you have to have like a
Rubber
million
band.
of your friends rate the stuff you've made. It's
Yeah.
I
No,
heard
it
it's
is
hard.
pretty hard. Yeah, it is
just
very hard.
stick a rubber band around your analog sticks and go to bed, man.
There's a fix. It doesn't work for this though. You have to actually be doing stuff.
Active, yeah, it says active.
But
So
surely,
can you do the rubber band thing and then you get one of those little birds that taps buttons every once in a while?
yeah.
It's not an episode of Simpsons, man.
Or just force your girlfriend and your
You got
kids to do it.
Yeah.
Stick them on shifts.
This isn't communist China.
I had something crazy happen this week. I didn't have a lot of time for gaming, but I had something very strange happen to me that I never thought would actually happen.
What's that?
I got recognized as Fliptriq out in public.
Wow.
No, really?
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
That's so weird.
Yep.
I'd be a little bit
Like,
worried
you
that it's
just,
not
dude came up to you, is like,
some kind of stalker following you around, man.
I guess.
That happened to me.
Just two girls who recognized me from YouTube pulled up my page on their phone and showed me my videos, and I was like, this is crazy.
hey, at least they were girls.
Yeah, but here's the kicker.
What's
Here's
the
the kicker.
numbers?
They had penises.
They play Xbox.
Oh, really? Were
Yeah.
they cute?
Oh, keep walking.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's good.
Did you get that? You could give them a shout out.
Yeah, because I'm sure they're going to watch this anyway and go, he's talking about us.
Oh, look, Fliptriq, our favorite person, is on the podcast this week.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So that happened.
What would you rate them anyway? Just so they know if they are listening.
I'm curious too, just for the sake of
Out of 10.
Yeah.
out of 10.
What was
What
the
are
question? We
Rate.
don't need to get into this. We don't need to get into this.
they? Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Because then they're gonna find you, and that scares you. Okay, I'm done teasing.
Okay.
Maybe.
Sorry, what have you been playing? Since you're the only one who played anything this past week,
Who?
what have you been up to?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, I've been playing Dead Island Riptide.
And
How
how
do you
is
feel
it?
about it?
It's exactly what everyone has been saying. Yeah, if you're not a fan, you won't enjoy. This won't change your mind or anything like that. But if you are a fan, it's a good addition on top of what you probably enjoyed for the first one. I did enjoy the first one. I mean, I had a few glitches, even with trophies. Still to this day, I did earn a gold trophy, and I still haven't gotten it from it because of the glitch. So, but I still enjoyed the first one, playing it for some strange reason.
Oh, but some
I
bad
really
report-
did play it.
Bad reports about the second one, to be honest with you. They reckon it could have been released as DLC.
No, it's way too big for DLC, man. It
No,
is
I
big
mean,
for
I'm
more.
about the fact that they didn't improve it that much. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
there's only like one new enemy. There's a small little changes to the control system. Two new moves, but there's literally nothing is unchanged. But like I said, I enjoyed the first one. I'm playing the second one. I'm still enjoying it because it's continuing on the story. Yeah, I really enjoy. I actually really enjoy the game.
do you not find yourself like stuck in like a melee bash of not knowing where the zombie is? You know what I mean? Just banging your button, hoping that you're going to kill somebody.
No, usually I throw like a samurai sword that's been modded with barbed wire, electrical barbed wire and stuff like that, and I throw that at like their limbs and stuff like that. So I'm not worried about whatever the hell it is. What is he we're talking about?
So I haven't played much of the second one, but I remember in the first one it started off awesome. You're on this little island. It was really fun, and then you get past that and you go into the city. You're on this island having a great time, and then you finish the island section and you go into the city, and it's just horrible. There's just tons of zombies. You get to the point where you're just like sprinting from location to location because there's too many zombies to handle. Is that the case in this one?
It follows the exact same vein as that. The first one is a beautiful, it's a whole big jungle open area. It's a great. You get a boat. It's great cruising around in that and taking out zombies in the speed booster. That's good fun. Second place you go to is this small little town, not as big as the town in the first one, but still fairly manageable. But there's a town later on in the game called Henderson. That's exactly what you were describing as the town in the first one. And then there's zombies everywhere, more zombies than you can imagine. And it's just a constant run around for your life in the town. It's lucky I have really good weapons, otherwise I think I would have been pressured in a lot of situations. Even just running around doing 9 tasks. Collectibles or something like that.
So basically they just re-released the same game, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
but you would like it if you were a fan of the first one, but if you didn't, the second one's not going to change your mind.
You can just admit that it's shit.
I enjoyed it.
I liked the first one, and I liked what I played of the second one. I just didn't get very far. But
Now, I don't know if it's just because of the way I play games, but I don't like them kind of games, where you're always backpedaling all the time because things are chasing you. Makes you feel uncomfortable. I think that might be why I didn't like the game. That's why I don't like the zombies on Call of Duty, do you know what I mean? Mm. I'd rather be fighting them head on rather than having to backpedal all the time. Just kill the conversation.
I sadly don't have much to add to this because I have no interest in playing this game. I don't know. I just from what everyone's told me, it's did you like the first one? No, don't bother. Or are you interested in playing it? Well, pick up the first one first and spend $20 instead of spending $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Far Cry 3 was way better. Or Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, way better.
I need to play that.
You do need to play that. It's pretty awesome.
I need to play a lot of things right now.
Yep. But until you get your PS3 fixed, you can play what I've been playing for the past week. All I've been doing is Neverwinter. And I'm loving it
now.
I'm loving it. It's actually really good. It's pretty good for an MMO. And I played most of them. Like, I played Star Wars when that first came out. And
I love it.
I liked it too, but it lost my interest near like the end game. And this game doesn't seem to have that same issue. I don't know. The combat in this is a lot different than your traditional MMO. It's more like Terra, where you have to like actually aim your abilities. So
Okay.
it's kind of cool. I kind of like it. But the more I play it, the more I just want to go back to World of Warcraft. And I don't know if that's something I want to do.
That's a scary thought.
Wrestling with a huge decision of your life there, man.
Well, if I sink more time into this MMO, I'm going to start getting to the point where I'm taking away time from my PS3, and I don't really want to do that. So I don't know how I want to adjust things. I need to just cut MMOs. They're too addicting to me.
Yeah.
As you want me to come and play this MMO.
I know, and that's going to make it more fun. Yeah, so it's a downward spiral for me.
Yeah, into madness.
Anybody else play anything else that they want to discuss?
Battlefield 3, probably.
Yeah, what's new with that?
What's new with that, Claire? What have we been doing? Oh, we've recently kind of run into
interclan matches.
Yeah, we've kind of run into a little bit of confrontation with one of our old clans. You know what I mean? That's kind of been big news, hasn't it, Claire? Don't really want to give them a shout out or anything, but they definitely seem to be imploding, don't they?
Yeah, definitely brought up a few ill feelings and snided remarks towards bitter foes. Long past.
Yeah, long gone history that really isn't important to the bros, you know what I mean? But obviously there's some stale tastes that, I don't want to mention Turk. United. They're calling the bros, nasty names on the internet, and we don't like that, do we, Claire?
No.
Bad publicity is publicity.
Yeah. But we're not going to give them a shout out because they don't deserve it.
There you go.
Fair enough. All right. So those interclan matches that you were talking about last week, how'd those go?
One was unfair, really, really unfair. We were playing and we could only manage to get 8 players and we're supposed to have 12. It was supposed to be 12v12. So the enemy had all 12 of their players and we only had 8. But we sent a message over to them and asked them, listen, would you be kind enough to drop a whole squad so we can actually play evenly 8v8? And so that a match could begin fairly. But he refused to do that, and as is his right, we carried on the game.
Like fools. We should have declined, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, but we were all in our squads, and we were up for it. We just said, yeah, what the hell, come on, let's go Braveheart and in there. Come on, let's do it. That's what we did. We played it anyway. It was 8 versus 12. It didn't go very well, and the etiquettes just wasn't there between normal kind of clans. They were spawn raping us as well. Yeah. They had 12 players and we had 8 players in the clan match and they were sitting right at the very end of our spawn area just constantly killing us.
Yeah, not letting us even get out he said it was a friendly match simply because it was a 12v8, but he wouldn't, their players wouldn't even let us get out of our spawn to even have
one flag to try take the 2 other flags, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he actually sent me a message afterwards saying, did you rage quit? And I said, well, what do you expect, man? You know what I mean? It was 12v8.
I mean, it was tough that they were really overwhelming us, and that's I would never ever command again. Like I said, I spoke before, the etiquette between clan members, there's always great respect when we're coming up against any other kind of clans. It's always really, really strict about the rules and stuff beforehand, and there's a certain part of decorum between leaders and members and stuff like that, but these guys were just complete assholes about it.
We try and have a friendly stand with anybody, even if you're getting your ass kicked, you know what I mean? It's nice to say good game afterwards, you know what I mean? You've got some good players, that's just the way it goes, you know what I mean? But we didn't really feel like saying anything to these guys, did we? Like you're a bunch of wankers.
Definitely. And then another one, and we had another match a while ago, which was, went against our rules, and we only found out 5 minutes before we were playing the match again, was that friendly fire was turned on as per the request of the opposite clan who we were against. We didn't notice at all. We don't play hardcore with friendly fire on. There was a lot of grenades and there's a lot of crossfire, and we just find it really, really ugly. We just tend to prefer to the standard sentence.
Yeah.
We had to insist and play on this new setting, in the clan match, which we weren't used to or prepared for at all. And obviously we failed then, but we had a good lot of chances, and we felt we really could have taken them at some points, even with the friendly fire shooting on. So we challenged them to a rematch under our standards, and that's taking place this weekend. So we're pretty looking forward to that. So,
Cool. Well, good luck to you there.
well, thank you.
Whoa.
We can get into the score ranking for this week, although it's not too exciting. Looks like, Claire, you came in first place with a 8% level increase, and nobody else played anything.
We all fail.
It's a bad week. We need to redo ourselves. We need to have some sort of activity in the next week. So
I hope so.
You gotta get your PS3 fixed. I gotta get out of this MMO. I don't know. Next week will be better.
Maybe I shouldn't download it. Because I'm not going to help your cause any.
Yeah.
But in my defense, we can get the new releases. Nothing came out this week on retail or
I
PSN.
know.
So
It sucked.
I'll use that as my excuse as to why I have not played anything.
Whatever helps you sleep, man.
I don't know. We did get a new demo though. The demo for Fuse came out yesterday. I haven't played it yet. I'm going to check it out, see if it's any good. Hopefully it's, I don't know. I love Ratchet and Clank, so we'll see if they can do anything. Yeah, pull anything off with the new IP. We'll see what happens. Then PS Plus, the North America finally got actually a pretty recent game. We got Sleeping Dogs, which is I've already platinumed it, played it when it first came out. Actually, I really enjoyed it. So if you haven't played that, that's a really good one to check out.
That's so last month.
Wow. Well, maybe we don't get the same release as you fancy EU people.
Yeah, about time, man. It's about time that the EU actually got recognition for being the best place to play your games.
And then over in EU, it looks like you guys got Cinemora. I think that's a PSN game, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a side-scrolling shooter of a kind of military plane, and you just kind of. It's good enough, yeah. I'm not sure if me personally, I would have paid the money for. Yeah, I wouldn't have paid the money for it, but I got it for free, so I'm pretty happy.
Cool. All right, let's go ahead and get into the news that we have. First topic we were going to talk about was EA is now making all future Star Wars games. DICE is going to work on a couple of them. You guys what do you want to say about that?
Sweet.
That's it. I don't know. Topic. Move on.
No, I just think it's the perfect scenario. Do you know what I mean? EA. I know there's a lot of fanboys that like EA, and there's a lot of people that absolutely detest EA simply because of the money that they bring in. But I think going to DICE especially, I think that's a brilliant move. You know what I mean? They're only going to make quality games. DICE make absolute perfection when they make games. You know what I mean? I think that's what we're going to see.
I think DICE could do good. I don't know about EA. I'm kind of nervous about that, especially the whole Mass Effect 3 thing that they had going on. It seems like whenever EA gets involved with like something that they shouldn't be involved with, bad things happen. So I'm very weary about this.
DICE
I wish LucasArts would still have it. Oh, are they?
Yeah. DICE is like an EA company, you know what I mean? It's working for them.
Here's my thing. It depends who EA has developed it, because they're just publishing the games. I mean, yes, they have control over what's being done, but I think if they're smart about how they release it, they don't oversaturate the market with Star Wars games, there's a lot of potential.
Well, like I say, you know, I've never known DICE to bring out a bad game, and that's.
Well, that's just it. I mean, that's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if they get money hungry, then they'll probably overdo it, and people will lose faith even more so if people do still have faith in EA.
Yeah. I haven't got a problem with EA, you know what I mean? I think, I'll be honest with you, you know, some of the best games I've ever played have always been Electronic Arts. I think they were absolutely.
I just hate Origin.
Even going back to the Mega Drive days, you know, the Genesis where they brought out Desert Strike. I absolutely love them games. EA Hockey, you know, there's just so many games that Electronic Arts have brought out over the years. I just think that, you know, they're a really good publisher.
Yeah.
They get a lot of stick. I don't know why it is. I think they get a lot of stick simply because they're money hungry, you know what I mean? And they were one of the first to bring out these little online pass things, you know what I mean? For pre-and
they're seen as like the record companies of the music of what the games version of that is, you know what I mean? Like the record companies screwed artists out of it for all their profit out of the music that they had nothing to make. They had no creative part upon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they made millions and billions and billions every year off all their artists' musics. And that's what EA kind of does as well. I mean, they kind of just whipped BioWare into making Mass Effect 3, I found.
Yeah, but what was wrong with Mass Effect 3? You know, you're only looking at Mass Effect 3 fans that are slagging the end off, but the actual game itself was brilliant. I loved it.
Well, yeah, everyone let the entire, like the ending, yes, I know it's a big thing that people were disappointed with the ending, but you let that completely ruin the rest of the experience you had with the game? Because,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I heard no complaints of people saying the game sucked all the way through. It was just the ending.
Yeah.
And I mean, sure, it's a big part, but I think the series overall should outweigh that negative.
And who is down to that ending? You know what I mean? That's not down to the publishers themselves. That's actually down to the people that made the game. Do you know what I mean?
Well, exactly.
It's not Electronic Arts that should be playing for that. It should be like, you know, the people who wrote the story.
I mean, I'm sure they have a say in it, but
EA put like a timetable on Mass Effect 3, and they weren't able to finish it, or had to speed it up, and that's why the ending suffered, is what I heard.
Whether or not.
So it kind of is their fault.
No, because whether or not you say that, the actual game was really playable. Even the multiplayer, which is strange for me, because them sort of games normally I won't give 2 seconds for the multiplayer. I actually played the multiplayer to hell. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. Do you know what I mean?
EA had nothing to do with that, though.
No,
that was all.
This is the point. The game was brilliant. There was nothing wrong. The only fault that I can actually pick out is the fact that people were disappointed with the end, and I wasn't disappointed with the end. To be honest with you, I thought it was all right. Do you know what I mean? You know,
I think people went too far with that, but still, it was EA that made the deadline happen, which rushed the game and caused this big blowout.
All works of life, mate. You've got deadlines. Do you know what I mean? It's up to the companies to bring them out. Do you know what I mean? How long did they have to make that?
I don't know. I don't even know. I think that was a rumor is what I heard, but
Telltales
true.
that we're unhappy by the ending of a game. That's how I look at it.
That's possible.
Mass Effect 3 still, in my book, still goes down in like at least an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I still thought it was brilliant. I've played every single one, loved them all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I loved it as well. I got the platinum for it as well, and like I know I could understand the frustrations towards the endings, but for me, I didn't really give a shit. But it was still cool either way, you know. Like I still found it.
Well, that's what I was saying. You know, I really love Lord of the Rings, but I hated the fact that Gollum died, so it completely ruined the whole trilogy for me. Do you know what I mean?
And some people feel that way.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Okay. Anyway, we talked about this a ton last week, but Kingdom Hearts, the HD collection, finally got a release date, September 15th. We talked about that for a long time last week, so we don't really need to get into that too much.
That's only for the EU, though. Just for that I pointed out there, the Americans that haven't got America. It's out now in Japan. That's the EU release date, and there's no release date for America.
Looks like I'm importing it.
Yeah.
So Claire pre-ordered 2 copies for me.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
North America has a is this
Space Invaders?
Yeah, it has a release date of September 10th.
Oh, never mind on that pre-order. I get it first.
And so JP March 14th, NA September 10th, and PAL 13th.
What?
Not your pal, buddy.
Hang on. Twitter line. I'm gonna have to write an email.
Not your buddy, pal.
We are the bros.
Right.
Wikipedia.
Looks like EA announced that BioWare, DICE, and Criterion will all be showing off next-gen games at E3. Mm-hmm. And Nintendo actually pulled out at E3 this year, which I think is kind of strange.
I don't.
Because they're shit.
Yeah,
well, it's not even that they're shit, but I mean, I know it doesn't really relate to the podcast too much, but I kind of want to touch on it because I think it's important. I think the reason that they're not going to be there, at least in a strong presence, is because they don't have anything to show. If they don't have their heavy hitters, like if they don't have Smash Bros, Zelda, or some kind of Metroid game, why bother? Because then you're just going to leave people with a distaste, going, oh, well, they didn't show us anything good.
It's not got anything to do with the head guy being in prison for smacking somebody, is it?
I know. Great story. I don't know if you heard that, Flip, but I was telling, before we went online, I was telling Junior and Claire, Satoru Iwata punched, what the hell, some kind of business guy at their meeting for basically harassing him about Nintendo, making not third-party games, but handheld games. And after he defended saying, no, we're not going to do that, that's going to take away from the quality of our games, he's like, oh, well, maybe you should do third-party and start making games for Sony. And then Iwata proceeded to charge at him and punch him in the face.
At this point, I think that that's something that needs to happen, though.
What? Yeah.
Punch in the face, or
No, then Nintendo should go third party and just start working for or making games for Sony and Microsoft.
But I think Nintendo's got a lot of pride, and they won't do that because that's what everyone expects, and they just, I don't think they'll allow themselves to
traditional Japanese honorable companies, man. I don't think they bow down to imperial Americans.
I think maybe
that's the way they'd see it, man.
Lead developers of Treyarch should get punched in the face as well by Activision.
But the Wii U's been almost been out for a year now. I think it's like 4 months away. Name one good game on the Wii U. They were supposed to have Bayonetta 2 was supposed to be like their big thing, and no one's heard about that.
Monster Hunter.
Zombie.
I think
Monster
Hunter
did
just come out.
That just came out. They were supposed to have Rayman as an exclusive, but that's now going to everyone. I think it's coming out this August or September.
Yeah.
We have no Mario. We have no Mario Kart. We have no Metroid, like you said. No Smash Brothers. No Zelda.
You're getting the Zelda
on the
HD.
3DS.
I mean, you're getting the HD remake for Wind Waker to hold you over, but how long is that really going to help?
Yeah, it's a failing franchise at the minute, isn't it? You know what I mean? Nintendo definitely seem to be going, you know, they had the massive hit with the Wii, and it just seems like it's a franchise that's dying on its feet, you know what I mean? Simply because they haven't invested in the fact that we've got next gen coming.
No, I think it's this. I think that the people that they were targeting, the core demographics they were targeting with their Wii in the initial phases, they're thinking now they got their money's worth out of the Wii and they still have it probably still works, and they're thinking, why do I need to upgrade? Why do I need to upgrade, man? Yeah. It's only in there to keep them 5-year-olds happy.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. It's a family console, so why bother spending more money when the kid's still happy playing the Wii, right? And, like, no parent wants to put that game controller in their kid's hand knowing that they can't replace it.
But the true next gen is upon us now with Microsoft revealing their hand in less than a week, and Sony also have already revealed their hand, as we all already know.
You've also got to consider the consoles at the minute, you know, especially with the Xbox and the PlayStation, they can all do what the Wii can do, but they can also provide games that the Wii can't, do you know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of parents these days, and especially kids as well, are thinking, why should I buy the Wii when I can buy a PlayStation and just get the Move for, you know, a couple of pence and have even better, games?
It's not even that though, like, I mean, if some kid got a Wii U, the day it came out when he was 5 years old, he'd be 11 or 12 right now and he'd be wanting to play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a natural progression from whatever was introduced. Nintendo are famous for that and should just keep on doing that, man. My first console was Super Nintendo. The next console after that was PlayStation. That's how evolution happens.
I think if a kid these days, like let's say a 12-year-old got a Wii for Christmas or something, I think they'd probably report the parents to social services for neglect. You know what I mean? So where's my Xbox? Where's my PlayStation? I don't want this shit.
Well, that's too many self-entitled kids in this world now.
I mean,
need to smack upside the head.
It's perfectly fine as if, like,
one of them.
If you want to buy a secondary console, but like I can't see any kind of serious gamer considering the Wii or anything as their base platform for gaming. Yeah. Like I don't mind it if it is to do it, like I said, but not for their serious gaming. You know what I mean? I can't see it. Like the Wii U isn't next gen. It shouldn't be classed next gen.
Shouldn't be classed as a console. Should be classed as a bin bag. Sex toy.
I've never used one, so I can't really say, but I've seen it on it, and
my wife uses it all the time.
You have a Wii U, do you, Junior?
Yeah.
Anyways, you're gonna say something, Flip?
Oh, I said I was thinking the Wii U could be next gen. I could see it if they'd actually like back up the console, and that's what it seems like they're not doing. Like I remember when they first released it, or were showing it at E3 2 years ago, everyone thought it was a controller. They had no idea what it was. I don't even think the people demoing it even knew what it was. And they were just showing off like the Nintendo Land stuff. And then I think the fact that they named it the Wii U makes it sound like it's just like an addition to the Wii. So I think the marketing behind this is horrible. And then they don't have
Don't you think it'd have been
They
funny?
still don't have any
it,
like hard-hitting games.
It'd be funny if they'd called it the Wii Poo.
The Wii was a horrible name choice. I wish they would have stuck with their code name for it because that sounded way more badass.
What was that?
The Revolution.
See, that would have been amazing. That would have been much better.
That's what the Wii was originally supposed to be called. And they're like, hey, look, you get the Wii. And I'm just like, nope, I'm done.
Nintendo killer.
It's better that it's called a Wii because if it had it came and it was called Revolution and it was the exact opposite when PlayStation 3 and Xbox were on the market as well, I'd be fucking really pissed.
Just like, why the fuck am I playing Mario on this? This is bullshit.
Why is this anti-revolution proclaiming itself to be the revolution?
Now, I actually love Super Mario. Do you know what I mean? But
I do too.
That's probably the only reason why I would buy that console in the first place, you know what I mean?
That's the only reason anyone
Mario,
continues to buy Nintendo consoles is because they stick with their current IPs. And everyone loves them because they've been around so long.
Yep.
But they don't release any new IPs. When was the last time Nintendo added a new character?
That's true, man. I can't even think about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kirby?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
I'm
sure
sure
the
there's
Pokemon
one
they
that
do that a lot. If you're counting the Pokemon, they always have those, but they don't really have any focus on anything new.
No, that's all Game Freak. That's not Nintendo really putting any focus in that. So, I mean, that's just them going, hey, look, we're going to partner with this company and they're going to make games for us. So, I really don't think that.
I love Nintendo, but I never had a Wii, never played any games for it, was never interested in any of it. I'm not interested in any of the features of the Wii. The only thing I know about and love about this Nintendo is Super Nintendo with Super Mario All-Stars, Super Mario World, Super Mario 3.
Super Mario Kart.
Super Mario Kart, man, that Star Wars game that was on SNES. Yeah. All them other games on the SNES, man. Oh yeah, I love them. I love playing all of them.
Super Mario Kart on the N64 was probably the best racing game ever. Never been better, in my opinion, you know what I mean?
I still play that all the time.
Yeah, I do with my wife, man. I've even set up my N64 to play with her, and it's absolutely brilliant. You know what I mean? I love it.
Yep.
I'm a fan of Crash Team Racing on the PlayStation 1.
Not as good as Mario Kart, but...
No. Do you remember, did anybody ever play Donkey Kong Racing?
Yes, I like that a lot, too.
It was a good game, but don't you think it was like a kind of a rip-off of like Super Mario Kart?
I think that's what they were going for, though.
It couldn't really be a rip-off.
But it didn't.
Nintendo.
It didn't seem to play the same. It was a good game, but it didn't seem to have that feel about it. You know what I mean?
Well, because you're going off doing like boss fights and stuff.
No.
It wasn't just like...
I don't remember boss fights on it. Did I play that?
Yeah.
Did I play that game? I remember flying through.
That sounds like it did the game.
I don't remember that.
So, but we got some other news to talk about, so I think we should move on.
Yep.
All right.
So, Flip, what's next?
Remember Me had some pre-order bonuses announced. If you get the game from Steam, Best Buy, or Amazon, the main character Nilin gets Street Fighter moves. She gets a Flash Kick, Spinning Bird Kick, and Dragon Punch, which are all from Street Fighter. Which makes me think this game is a lot less about rearranging memories like I thought it was going to be, and it sounds more like a brawler.
Kick some ass.
So I don't know how I feel about Remember Me anymore. I was very excited, but now I'm kind of confused.
This is why I think media blackout from games is a good idea at certain points.
Yeah, and this was one of them I told myself I was going to do that too, but that caught my eye. I was confused why Street Fighters... I guess so.
Do you know, when there's games coming out that you absolutely know you really want to play, how can you, take the stand in that you want media blackout? You can't. It's impossible, man. You're going to look for it no matter what you do. Do you know what I mean? Well, I do anyway.
I don't know. I still have yet to find out anything about Last of Us. I'm just completely out of it. Nope, you won't.
Right, anyway, so it starts off with...
Okay, let's just stop. Next topic. PlayStation Mobile waived the $99 licensing fee for developers. So now it looks like anybody who wants to develop little indie games for PlayStation Mobile, which can be also played on the Vita, can basically do it for free. So that means we're probably going to see... You want to do it, Claire?
Yeah, I'm seriously thinking about doing it. I might as well, because I'm thinking if I can come up with something half good and they notice it, then I'll be put onto, like Battlefield, so I'll be grand.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Finally come up with some anti-junior software for Battlefield and save the game.
Yeah, nobody can beat me, that's why, man. I'm like a virus. Like a motherfucking virus.
Finally.
Maybe
next week we
developed specifically so you can see where he is on the map at any given point.
The only bug that they didn't fix in Battlefield was Junior. That's the only patch. It's the only thing they haven't patched. It's the only thing they haven't patched.
It's ruined the fucking franchise for me. I can't play it anymore.
I bug the fuck out of everybody, man. I can't help it.
I'm going to tweet Dice off the Vanderbilt thing and just say, listen, when's there going to be a patch for Junior Gone? Our members, we're going to have to sign some kind of petition. I'm going to start it on the website tomorrow.
Yeah.
For Dice to install the anti-junior patch.
I just wanted to mention, while I remember this, right, lads, is last night I logged on with a different account, an unknown account to other Bros members. I logged on, I actually searched some of our members out that were playing, some of the US members. I logged on to Gulf of Oman, which is a certain map, and I absolutely kicked their ass. And they were so pissed off with me. And at the end, I took tags and everything. At the end, I even swapped sides and put on a Chinese accent, and they still didn't get it. They put me on mute, you know what I mean? It was only A-Burner74 that actually realised it was me. And I just want to thank the lads whose tags I took.
Yeah, well, listen, that was Junior last night.
It was me, baby.
Yes.
I trolled you, baby.
Alright. Next week we have a new Borderlands 2 DLC. Looks like, I think this is going to be the final character that they're announcing. His name's Krieg. He's the mutant psycho guy that's like really beefed up. Looks kind of cool. Comes out next week. Then the final DLC pack comes out June 25th. I don't remember the name of Tiny Tina's something. I don't remember exactly. Assault on the Dragon. No, not that.
Damn.
I'm
not buying it.
I'll be looking forward to playing that when I buy the Game of the Year version, because that's what I do with the Borderlands. That's what I did with the first one. That's what I'm going to do with the second one.
It's Tiny Tina's Assault on Dungeon Keep.
That's what it is. That sounds better.
I think mine sounded better, to be honest with you.
Take time to Google and see where you end up.
Alright. And something we missed over the past couple of weeks when we took that break, we didn't ever talk about the PlayStation 4 controller. Did you guys hear about the light bar and the features that they're going to have?
And the
I haven't heard specific features.
I've heard it's got I'm not even going to say that. Sorry, lads. I'll have to edit that bit out. I was going to say that it had a dildo on it.
Junior.
Sorry. No, go on. I'll edit that out. Go on. Carry on.
All right. Well, you take this light bar, the PlayStation 4 controller has light bars, which have like similar technology to the Move. So it'll be able to recognize where in the room the PlayStation controller is at. So say you're playing like a multiplayer game. We're playing Mario Kart after Nintendo goes third party. And you have your friends sitting on your couch. The two people are playing, and the third person wants to play, but you only have the two controllers. You could take controller one and put it like swap positions on the couch, like give it to the third person, but now he's like on the left of player two instead of the right. The screens actually swap, and it'll do that mid-game so that it stays lined up to you, which I think is really cool. I think I described that okay. Does that make sense?
No good if you've got children, though, that like to run about the room while they're playing. I'd
No,
say
yeah,
that's
that's
just
all
completely
right.
completely fuck your game up completely.
I thought it sounded pretty cool. Yeah. And then there's also the share feature. You can actually record video and take screenshots while you're playing games, all from the actual controller.
What kind
you
of
still need like a capture
for that sort of thing? You know, what kind of like a time frame are we looking at that it can record, and how big are the video files going to be? Is it going to be like a replacement for the HD PVR, or are you going to be able to capture like maybe 5 minutes of your gameplay, a bit like Call of Duty?
I would imagine it's constantly recording, but it's saving to the cloud, but it only saves probably the last 15 minutes or so is what I'd imagine, unless you tell it to record longer. But you still need, if you want to edit it, you still need the PVR to get the video footage off of the console. Yeah. Because you won't be able to edit it. You'll just be able to upload it directly to YouTube.
It wouldn't surprise me at all if they, if it was in some kind of video format that you only maybe Sony could.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Do you know what I mean? So that you then have to buy an extra program where you can edit the. Do you know what I mean? That's how Sony work, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. I've also heard that the the developers will have access, control over what's able to be shared in the game.
Right.
I think I was reading that online somewhere. So just one thing a little add in there.
That's interesting. I'm just stick with the PVR. That seems to work better anyway. But I think this is a cool feature. And you also be able to like go to your friends list and see what they're playing, and you can actually like watch the stream if they have that share feature enabled.
That would be great for multiplayer games because you can see exactly where they are on the map.
See, what actually worries me about that is what kind of like internet connection are we going to be based on? You know, are they going to cater for people that are on really, really poor internet connections? Do you know what I mean?
There has to be some kind of level setting, like a tweak that you'll be able to turn features on and off, because
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Like, I mean, they already said that the social media, which will have an opt-out, which, like, I don't mind signing up my Claire88 Gamertag to this, my Twitter for the Band of Bros and stuff like that. But I never actually put it on my personal Facebook and stuff like that. Like, so I'm happy enough to do that as well. So.
I love to put it on Facebook because it annoys the shit out of everyone. I want everyone to know what fucking trophies I've got.
Boom Hedgehog just got a bronze trophy.
Like, fuck, Jordan, just stop. No, you can't stop me.
No, see, I can't. I got 14.
That's right, I'm a rebel.
If they were popping up all over my timeline, man, that'd be crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
I also heard of the rumour that there was going to be dynamic trophies in the future. Have you heard that in the next kind of gen? Developers have the ability to change trophy parameters whenever they want.
I don't like that idea, man. Nah.
Stuff
I don't feel about that either.
No.
I heard some weird stuff about achievements on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be, from what I heard, some of the rumors, there'll be certain, like, community achievements where you have to, like, log on at a certain time or do a certain event in order to get an achievement for the game.
Nah.
And I don't like
that's rubbish, man. I don't want that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sony, if you're listening now, don't do it.
Yeah.
Just say no.
Yeah.
Wait, that's Xbox.
Right.
Yeah.
Who?
I thought we were talking that was for Xbox.
We are.
Yeah, well,
okay, yeah, so
just
just mixed up, that's all.
Yeah.
I think Sony knows what they're doing this gen. I think they're coming out of the gate pretty strong.
Yeah, we hope.
But,
you know what I mean? There's always room for mishaps.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was Claire saying last year. It seems like Microsoft's focusing more on like a media box, and Sony's actually focusing on the games. So that's how it seems to look. But I guess
we hope. You know what I mean? I don't think Sony and PlayStation are going to overlook the fact that people want a PlayStation to be a media box. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I think that's what PlayStation did in the first place. It gave you a Blu-ray player. It gave you so much. Do you know what I mean? And I would love the fact that if they're gonna bring all these things in. But let's not hope that they do like what we think the Wii and the Xbox are doing by overlooking the actual game development and concentrating on families. I want to be a gamer, do you know what I mean? I want a console that's going to be for gaming.
You see, that's the thing, man. I think Xbox are going. I'm not an Xbox fan, so I'm obviously going to speak with the negative about it. But from what I'm trying to be really, really unbiased about it, but I feel that they're getting really, really cheated by the Xbox Live price tag. Mm. I also believe that the developers are really pushing the Connect and family aspects of it.
Too much. It's overtaking everything. Yeah. It's, if anything, it's hindering gameplay, do you know what I mean? Rather than like influencing the fact that, I almost think that Microsoft is saying, look, make sure that it's got some kind of Connect play, do you know what I mean? And I think that's taken away like certain aspects of the game, the fact that the game could actually be brilliant, but they've put in crap to do with the Connect. Do you know what I mean?
I hope one thing that could be lead to the muddled kind of thing that Microsoft have, what they're doing obviously with throughout the Live, Outlook, Hotmail, whatever this whole Microsoft account is, that you sign up to one and you're not officially in the others, but you are. Mm-hmm. What seems to me, anyway, that seems to be the case anyway. But I really hope that they push the touchscreen Connect, and we've also seen the Illumina room as well, the lights in the room.
Yeah.
To create a whole kind of field of vision around your whole room, like.
Well, they said that's not going to. That's just a prototype. That's actually not going to happen for like the next 10 years.
10 years, is it?
I think that's what I read in the article. They said it's not coming up anytime soon. That's way in the future, if it's even a possibility. There's just a tech demo.
I'll be too old to play games then, man. You know what I mean?
Well, they're making the screen bigger for you.
Yeah.
Just get in the Lumi room and you'll have the whole room to be your screen.
I'll be like Hawkins by that time.
See, Microsoft still haven't revealed their hand yet, so no one really truly knows what to do. And they really do need to address this always online. Rumours that have been crushing the anticipation of the Xbox that's been happening for the last 2 weeks.
See, the thing is that...
We'll find out on the 21st.
You know, I actually own an Xbox 360, and I don't know, there's plenty of you out there that do, but the fact that the Xbox makes you pay for your multiplayers by subscribing to PlayStation Plus is kind of the same thing, but you get free things for it, do you know what I mean? And you don't get that with the 360.
Yeah, they charge you for nothing. Do you get? I like the party system. I truly do wish the PlayStation had that. I do believe it is coming with the PlayStation 4. Yeah. As next gen, it has to be inevitable that this has to be given as a basic standard online. Yeah. That group chatting, I really, really do enforce it, but it's not worth 50 quid a year or the 35 or whatever to give it on sale. 21, 19, 15, €2 for 3 months. It doesn't matter.
I've been a gold member of Xbox 360, man, and I'm telling you, I don't care what anybody says. The online is no different to the PlayStation at all, other than cross-game chat. That's all I can think of.
I have a pretty good feeling that'll come with the PS4 because it's on the Vita, and I think it's just a RAM issue with the PS3.
Yeah.
Because the way they allocate RAM is different from the 360, which I think is what enables that to work. So I'm pretty sure we'll see it in the PS4. I don't think that's anything to worry about. And I think that's the number one thing that people who use PS3 online want. So I'm pretty sure Sony has heard that and they'll deliver it.
You see, that's the only argument that the 360 fans out there have got, do you know what I mean? See, I'm not a fanboy. I own both consoles and I like both consoles. But the fact that I have to pay £40 or whatever it is to have gold membership just to play online is absolutely disgusting when I can just switch the PS3 on and I'm there. I've got, I can already log into a game no matter which game it is and I'm online playing with friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. The final piece of news we have. Yeah. Finally got a new release announcement in July. Plants vs. Zombies 2. It's about time.
Brilliant.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked.
Have you guys watched the teaser trailer?
I have, yeah.
Friggin' awesome. I loved it.
Talking about the announcement trailer with all the different people talking about saying it's about time?
Yeah. I'm pretty pumped.
I thought it was funny.
You know, it's absolutely crazy how such a simple game can become so popular and so addictive.
Oh, it's so addicting. Yeah. I've wasted so many hours playing that on the Vita and just pining for trophies and like always going back and making sure that all my plants are watered and I'm collecting as many coins as I can. It's just, it's so stupidly simple that it's addicting.
What's your thoughts on that,
so many times.
You've never even heard it, have you, Claire?
I have not played it.
You son of a bitch.
Yep, you son bastard.
How dare you? Go. It's like $10. Go buy it on the Vita, and then you got an excuse to get trophies.
Call yourself a gamer.
What does this mean for my repertoire?
Means you're a wanker.
You should be embarrassed, sir.
Yeah.
You should be embarrassed.
Head in shame.
Yeah.
So I made a boo-boo this week.
You made a big boo-boo. You made a boo-boo since 2009, mate, by not playing the first.
Oh God!
I remember playing that on my iPhone in 2009. I got all the Game Center achievements, and then I bought it on the 360, and then I got it on the Windows Phone. Played it all over the place, and then I bought it again on the Vita, platinumed it.
You really look like
I've played way too much of it. I'm very excited for this.
I thought I liked the game, but I think you really love the game.
Yeah, he's got a one up on me too, because wow. That's like 4 platforms you purchased it for. Good on ya.
What's the platinum like?
It's
not
rough.
that hard. Really?
Yeah. You have to do the probably the hardest, most time consuming one is the survival trophy. We have to get to through 50 waves of survival, and by the end of that, it's just chaos coming at you.
Absolutely.
And then there's a few trophies that are random. There's one mini game where you have like a jackpot thing, and you have to actually get 3 stars. And it's some people.
I still got to do that one.
Yeah, some people get real early, other people takes hours for them to get. So
if not days.
Yeah, it took me like 3 weeks to get that trophy. Just constantly playing the same level over and over again, just hoping it happened. It was ridiculous. I think that's the last trophy I got. Yeah.
I may need to go back and play that.
Do you remember the rumors that this is supposed to be a first-person shooter?
What?
No.
When they first announced Plants vs. Zombies 2, they were the way they knew that the sequel was coming was the PopCap was looking for a combat designer who's had experience with first-person shooters. So there's a huge rumor that this game's going to be a first-person shooter.
That would be ridiculous and completely kill my love of the series.
Probably be better than Call of Duty, though.
Do you remember Toy Soldiers Cold War that came out a couple years ago?
Oh, no, I actually had that on... I played the demo on Xbox. I thought that was actually pretty good.
I think it could be like that, where you can you build your little plants, but then you can also take control of like a side character or something, and that's where the first-person shooter comes into play, kind of like the Commandos and Toy Soldiers.
Yeah.
I think that could work, but that's the only way I could see that actually still maintaining the Plants vs. Zombies feel and humoring this first-person shooter rumor.
Nah,
I just want the original game with new plants. That's all.
They just couldn't. I don't even see
That's
how
all I
they could
want.
have even. That would have been a completely different game. Do you know what I mean? That wouldn't have even been the same game. So you know what I mean. Stick with what you've got and do that. Develop it.
I mean, great that they're going to try something new. That's cool, but
more of the same.
Unless it's amazing, I just want the same thing.
Exactly.
Well, that wraps up all the news that we've got for everybody. Next up, we have a couple listener questions. The first one comes from Dutch Boy Clogs. He asks, what was the first game you bought and paid for? What console was it on? And how much was it? Claire, do you want to kick us off with that?
Is it personally bought or mother and father bought you?
I think he means personally bought.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say because, I mean, otherwise we're going to have a hell of a time remembering and then we'll have to go back, we'll have to stop the show, ask our parents how much they paid for it. Just a lot of hassle.
I'm going to need a medium for mine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wow.
Is there anybody there?
Yeah, well, my first game there, I think truly like that was Metal Gear Solid PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Not really my first or anything like that, but for me, probably it's my vivid memory that stands out for me, isn't it? So if in terms of making an impact, when I was really, really young, Metal Gear Solid, yeah.
What about you, Junior?
First console that I ever bought for myself was Sega Mega Drive, Genesis to American people. Absolutely loved it. Got it with Altered Beast, which was absolutely diabolical. 6 levels of just pure shit, but, you know, at the time, I thought it was brilliant.
It's on the PSNid network. If you want to check that out again.
I've
relive
played
those
it.
memories.
I've played it, and believe me, don't do it. It's God.
Those Sega games are not worth the platinums.
Welcome to your doom.
Jordan, what was yours?
Well, I think I can't even say that I bought. I think the first console I bought myself was my Xbox because my PS2 was a gift. First game that I bought and paid for, oh god, I'm thinking it was probably Final Fantasy X on the PS2, and I think it was like $40 or $50, and I absolutely love that game. I'm borderline obsessed. That's up there with Metal Gear series for me.
Yeah. So I am a big fan of Fantasy X.
Ten's getting an HD remake. I'm happy.
Yep, definitely. Remake the games, man. Remake them perfectly.
They will.
Yeah,
They will.
Will they, though? Will they? I don't
They
know.
will. They can do it on the PS4.
I hope they do, man.
The end of the PlayStation 4's lifetime will have it.
Final Fantasy games, in my personal
9 years' time,
have lost something along the way. You know, I know you love Final Fantasy X, but I believe that on the PlayStation 1, that's when Final Fantasy was peaking. And when it hit the PlayStation 2, to me, I went out the window. I didn't enjoy them at all. You know what I mean? I know you.
I think it's
no. It's there's only two PlayStation 2 ones. That was Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy 12. And I really fucking love 10. I mean,
there was 10 too, but that was just a fan service.
Yeah, I love 10. And I did like 12. I did enjoy it. It's
What
not
about
great.
8? What about 8? That never gets the recognition that it deserves, you know?
Yeah, but that's PlayStation 1. we're
Yeah,
talking
but
about, and
it's still
that's in the
doesn't get-
golden period.
That doesn't, you know, people kind of overlook, you know, it went from Final Fantasy 7 to Final Fantasy 9. People overlook the fact that 8 was brilliant.
8 was a great game.
I loved it, you know what I mean? But
That was the first Final Fantasy game that I played. I actually had that on PC,
with Squall,
and it was amazing.
It was a brilliant game. Brilliant,
I
absolutely.
love Squall.
I think a lot of Final Fantasy fans are unanimous in saying that 7 is probably overall considered
Definitely the best. Definitely the best.
the greatest, but people always pick either, out of all them people that put rate 7 number 1, 50% of the people choose number 2 as 9, and 50% of people choose number 2 as 8. You know what I mean?
See, and
It's
my
either 8
favorite-
or 9 after, and I'm a 9 person myself.
I'm an 8.
9 is the best.
Number 2.
No, 9.
Number 2.
9 is
I was a big fan of 6.
6.
The one on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
released as Final Fantasy 3. That was my second best. Final Fantasy 7 still has a special place in my memories. I really liked 7 a lot, but
There's
6
nothing-
was really good also.
there's
I
never
couldn't
been-
really get into 8, and then right after that, it just kind of just went downhill. Like Junior said, peaked in PS1, and then it just kind of just kept going to this horrible place where it is now, to where it's not even the same game anymore.
Yeah.
See, and I never played 7 when it came out because I never had a PlayStation. So for me, I enjoy 10 more. I mean, not to say that now that I've played 7, it's not a great game, but for me, 10 is that's my Final Fantasy game because that's where I have that experience.
I've never felt so emotionally involved as I was with 7, you know, with the Flower Girl and all that.
See, and
just completely.
I never had
blew my
that.
mind.
Because the game was already spoiled for me when I played. My friends had told me what happened, so it wasn't the same experience. I knew it was coming.
I did. That blew my mind. I was so attached to that character.
Yeah.
I was torn up when she died. I did.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Okay, you don't even need to say spoilers because if someone hasn't played 7, then they just need to not listen.
Did you rename your characters?
I did not.
No, I
I always stick with the original character names in games like that.
Sephiroth is the best baddie in any game that I've ever played.
Yeah.
Sephiroth, man. I want his baby.
Such a good game.
They will make it, or if they don't make it, then some way, somehow, some very, very talented, truly talented developer with a millionaire developer with a lot of money is going to go wake up one morning and say, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to make Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, remake it.
I honestly think it's a horrible idea for them to do that. I think
It's got to be the same developers.
It's
got to be
too
the same
much hype.
people. Yeah.
It's not even that. Even if it was, it's not going to live up because everyone has this grand idea of what it should be in their heads, and I think it's too bloated of an idea at this point. It's just, I have a feeling everyone will be completely disappointed by it.
That's the only way you can do it is by remastering the actual title. Do you know what I mean? Not a remake,
Well, yeah.
but a remaster. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be
The world map has to be done like Nino Kuni. That was amazing.
yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah.
Brilliant. That's proof that you can do that kind of.
How many times did you run into Weapon and think, oh my god, I'm gonna get knackered here.
But the online, the battle system, like I prefer the old technique better than all this fucking paradigms or whatever the hell I was doing in Final Fantasy 13. Like,
I think even, you know, the things that you call in as well, do you know what I mean? Like Shiva and stuff like that.
Summons,
I still think that they were better in Final Fantasy 7. These huge mass scales, you know what I mean? Of like Odin and stuff like that. I thought that was brilliant.
Knights of the Round. Did you ever hunt that down? We had to get the golden chocobo.
I bet Ruby.
across the mountains.
Yeah.
I bet Ruby. I bet Emerald. I did it. I'm boss on my memory card, man. I'm boss. Man.
I even played all the arcade games. You know, what was the place that you go? It's like a
Snowboard, man.
What was it?
Gold saucer.
Yeah,
Gold
that's a gold
saucer.
saucer. Barrett, what an arsehole he was, but I loved him. I've got affection.
So
I
think
have
we
such
got one
vivid
more
memories
question.
of all of these things.
yeah.
Before we get to the second one, I think I need to answer that first, though. The first game that I can remember buying.
Duh.
I remember it was just after my birthday when I was like 12 or 13.
1994. Sorry. About
What was it called? Majora's Mask for the Nintendo 64. I remember I used all my birthday money and was like out in the lawn trying to get the rest of it so I could get it on I think it was like the 26th that it came out. I remember going to Toys R Us and buying that. I was really excited for it. And then I got home and it was way shorter than I anticipated. It was nothing like Ocarina of Time, and I was very let down, and I beat the game in like
Zelda.
a day. It was like
Zelda.
4 levels long. I was not a fan of Majora's Mask, but all the other ones I've really liked.
Yeah, Zelda, that's another one that sticks in the mind. I absolutely love that game as well.
Yep. But we got one more question, Claire. Do you want to take care of that one?
Yep. Yes. A-Banner74 wants to know, how come Sexy Jr. always kicks his ass on BF3?
Well, it's quite simple. I'm a better player than him. Quite simple. So anybody listening or even comes close, goes onto a server and sees a Battlefield 3 player called A-Burner74, you'll realise that this is the guy that I kick his ass all the time. So there you go. Shout out to A-Burner74, you're shit.
I'm surprised that answer is so simple. It seemed like we went on like a 20-minute tangent about how amazing you were at Battlefield 3 10 minutes ago.
A-Burner74 is pretty simple. You know what I mean? He wears a special hat that stops him banging his head on the walls. He licks windows on the back of buses. He's weird.
Well, the official line coming from the bros is that it's Tobin's fault.
Yeah, Tobin's fault. Yeah.
Can't say anymore.
I've done plentiful research on the fact that Tobin is the fault of everything, and it turns out it's Tobin's fault. Sorry, Tobin.
Makes sense.
Yep, of course it does.
Bumby Donovan stuck it in his mind.
Right, where are we now?
All right. Well, that about wraps up this week's show. We will be back next Wednesday. Before signing off, though, we're going to do a few shout-outs. If you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, you can always do that at youtube.com/FlipTriqTV. Follow me on Twitter. It's at Fliptriq. Or check out my live stream, which I'm usually doing every day. It's twitch.tv/Fliptriq. Jordan, what do we got?
Well, if you guys want to check out my podcast as well, you can go to boomheadshotpod.com. I've got all the episodes listed there, making blog posts. If you want to get in touch with me, you can through there. Or if you just want to chat with me on Twitter, you can also hit me up there. It's at boom_headshot, and it's HEADSH0T.
Cool. Claire, do you want to talk about the website? Shout that out.
Junior, our website master.
What? Somebody mentioned my name?
Plug the website.
Yeah, website.
Plug it? Basically, it's growing every single day. We're getting new members every single day. There's a lot of fun to be had. A lot of people taking the piss, which is something that me and Claire really like. It's a good community to be part of, especially if you like the crack.
What's the URL?
I don't mean crack as in drugs. I mean crack as in enjoy a laugh.
What's the URL?
It's nakedgonglivecam.com. It's Bandit with a Z.co.uk or prosclan.com with a Z.
All right. Takes care of everything. Also, Claire, you can follow him on Twitter. It's at dclaire88. And there's also the Band of Brothers community Twitter, which is at Band of Bros.
Yeah.
But like I said, that wraps up the show for this week. We look forward to you listening next week. Thank you all for checking out the show. I hope you enjoyed it.
Stay frosty.
Ta-ta.
It's the BroZCast, the gamers.